All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is the King and I Life podcast with your boy Soul Toucha the Poet and my brother.
Son, soul, legs. Yes, indeed.
Yes, we are coming back to this topic of women being single because they use the baby as a tool, and we know men do it too. Like we
Yes, sir.
said, we not gonna put this all on women. We ain't too proud to call our gender out on the bullshit. But follow us on whatever podcast platform that you follow. We got big things coming. Hit us up, email KINGANDEYE369 at gmail.com. But we are going to jump back into this topic. And we were just talking about do we feel like women do this, are good parents that make bad decisions, or are they just grimy? And men do it too.
Yes,
um
indeed.
so the next question would be, would you say that men or women who do this are considered mentally and emotionally abusive?
No sense. Hell yes.
There is no
Hell
question about that.
yes. You are definitely being emotionally and mentally abusive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only are you being that way towards your ex-mate, but you're doing that to your own child.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you are literally destroying their perception of their other parents'
Mm-hmm.
image. You're destroying them.
Yeah.
Again, it's all right if you guys can sit down and talk as adults. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. We're gonna focus our energy on our child, even though we are no longer together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's be fair about this.
Right.
Meaning, i.e., don't not invite me to his birthday party.
You know.
He has a special project coming up at school. Don't not invite me to,
You know
watch my child perform. Just that little uh ignorant
that
stuff like that.
that
You know what I'm saying? Like,
nonsense.
yeah, like it really is. I think there's something wrong with you if you do that to, your own child.
Right.
Why?
And the crazy thing about that is you are literally putting that child in a position to where they have to choose between two parents. And it it blows my mind how people really get joy out of doing that. It's like really mind blowing. I really don't understand it.
No, man, it's again these mental games that people play. I mean, I'm calming myself down. You hear me taking a deep breath.
Hey, Ben, when we decided to do this topic, I really had to purge myself of any ill thoughts because I'm not going to say that I have experienced this as bad as a lot of people have. Um, I've had disagreements with the mothers of my children, but it was never on a scale of where we felt on either end like we were going overboard. Yes, we
Mhm.
had our thoughts. Yes, we had our assumptions. Yes, we had our feelings, but it was never to the point to where um it was overly toxic, because any type in that on any level is has a level of toxicity, but it was never on a level to where we could be like at each other's throats, or felt like we had to go out of our way to prove a point or this, that, and the other. But again, we've had our moments, but I
Mhm.
can honestly say for the most part I've had it made with the mothers of my children.
Good. I mean, the thing about it is, again, when you're able to set aside your personal differences and put the child first, I think that's a beautiful thing. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And run into the court systems, uh, trying to be vindictive.
Yeah.
That That's that shit that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Like
Yeah.
again, we did this thing as adults, whether it was on purpose or, unplanned.
Right.
You see the way I did that, right?
Yeah, I see where you did that. Hey,
So
because a child is not an accident when you deliberately doing the thing that produces a child.
yeah, I mean, the thing that I think some people don't really realize is understand is this. When a child is made, when two people come together and you make a child, that shit is destiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to be. Like that child was meant to be on this plane that we call Earth.
Yeah.
So I've seen situations where some parents they blame their kids because their kids were produced because they enacted in the act of sex.
Right.
Like, where the hell is your head at? You're blaming someone who's
Right.
here now because of something you did in the heat of the
Right.
moment?
Right. And
Out
you
of here,
was
son.
and as Kiss would say when she was on here, you was balls deep. You was ball. Look,
Yes.
You was in there trying to prove a whole point. No,
Uh-huh.
no pun intended. But you was trying to prove a whole point.
Okay. Well, taking that poking for fun seriously.
Right. And now you gonna act up, or you was in there trying to prove a point, and then you cut up, and now she acting up, and now y'all both looking all crazy.
Hmm. But anyway, we'll move on.
Right. But
So
that is a control tactic as well.
it is. It really is because at that point, you know, one of them, if not both of them, want to show who has the biggest stick. I didn't
Yeah.
say the biggest other thing, but the biggest
Yeah.
stick.
Yep. And you and
So
you and you, women who do this are more likely to threaten a man with child support, court, and this, that, and the other. Uh, you need to give me more money, or I'm gonna take you to child support again, or I'm gonna take you back to court, or you ain't gonna see your child. And it's like, are you seriously doing that? Like, help me understand right now. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why people choose to engage in that nonsense.
right. I mean, my whole thing is when you have a man or a woman who's trying to do the best for their child that they possibly can, I, break you off with, uh, some funds to help you uh, support this child, whether that be well, I'm not gonna say child support, but basically that's what it is. Like, but if they're taking it upon
Oh
themselves
man.
to help, pay for half a daycare, food, clothing, after school activities, uh, whatever it is, doctor bills, if they're doing the best they can to um, pay their half, as they say, and then for someone to take that and be like, you know what? I think I can get more out of you. I think you should do more, even though you're probably doing more than half and beyond that,
Mhm.
because I want a paycheck. Those are the worst tactics ever.
They are. They are. It's ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous. Man, I don't
I
even get
remember
it.
a situation where a, a male friend of mine had a situation where his ex-wife uh, told him, even though he was paying her $1,000 a month, that's barely enough to keep a roof over your son's head.
Hmm.
That's a logic. That's barely enough to keep a roof over your son's head. And in his mind, and through conversation, we're looking at it like, That's not his responsibility to keep a roof over his son's head when you have primary custody.
Right. Exactly.
That's on
Yeah.
you. His responsibility is to make sure, that the child has clothes on his back, he has food in his stomach, he's getting the proper medical attention he needs, he's getting the proper education he needs, all of that. That is his part of his responsibility. To make sure that he spends time with his child to help develop his child. But to tell him, with a statement like that, that's barely enough to keep uh, shelter over your son's head. No,
Yeah. That's
that's
crazy,
not his
man.
responsibility. When his son is in his custody, that is his responsibility to keep us a roof over his head. Not when he's in your custody. That's on you,
Yep.
especially when you were the one who chose to lead the situation. You had a good man. You threw that away, but hey, it is what it is.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So, as opposed to going to the legal route to settle this issue, why are men prone to give in to women antics?
Honestly, I'm gonna be nice
Okay.
and I'm gonna say because they don't know any better. Um, and I'm gonna put it that way because there was a time when I was having minor issues in this area and I
Mhm.
didn't know any better. Um, I didn't know what my options were. I didn't know how to communicate with the other parent to resolve this issue. I wasn't mature enough. I went off of what I seen around me. I went off of what I experienced growing up. So I didn't have the knowledge to understand how to deal with that. So my thing was, I don't have a choice. I got to take it. But that's where the issue is when it comes to that. Dudes don't know any better. And I'm just going to put it that way.
All right. Um. This is this. I'm put it to you like this. I think in some situations, as much as it kills me to say this, because some women are so damn vindictive. Uh, it may be best that you just go and get yourself a lawyer and say,
Yeah.
hey, let me, if we got to go and settle this through legal means, and that means I have to send a check off to a certain department so the department can send what's left of the check after they get their bit off to her, then fine, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that so many people have to go through that, whether it be a man or a woman. That sucks.
Yep.
But because the lack of knowledge some men possess or some women possess, they do anything just to appease the other person, to
Mm-hmm.
keep everything from going way left because it's already going in that direction. It's just going slowly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's kind of like you're just kicking the can down the road because you already know what's at the end of the road. You're just trying to delay it as much as you can because you don't want to necessarily do the research, as they
Yeah,
say.
yeah. You don't want to, you don't know how to, you don't think it's going to work out your way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's the bigger thing, especially for black men. They don't think that it's going to work out their way. But we need to take a quick break right quick because we're going to have a guest on this conversation.
Oh snap!
Yes, yes.
Oh
So
snap!
I'm going to get the connection made and we're going to have a guest. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's the King in Our Life podcast. And we're talking about women being single because they use the baby as a tool. Again, follow us on whatever podcast platform that you choose to listen to. But
Yes, sir.
yes,
Yes, sir.
we will be right back shortly.
Yes, indeed.